What's up, y'all? It's Mike. Once again, welcome to the channel. I'm here. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a coach. I'm a YouTuber, storyteller. And in this video, I want to talk to you about the process of self-improvement, the art of self-improvement, and how to enjoy the process, okay? So self-improvement, rewind, started for me, I don't know. I was always curious about how to get better at things and how to improve. For fitness, it was really like middle school. I had a classmate named Eddie who was playing hockey, and he would always be like apparently lifting during like his training sessions for hockey. And as like a seventh grader, that kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, he's lifting weights and he's like 11? How does this work? That's wild. And so that kind of inspired me because he was always seen as the strong kid, the strongest kid in our grade, right? And that moved on, that kind of started things. And then when I got back from this summer camp one day and feel like I was thrust into consciousness, I had to figure out how to stop my anxiety. And so I started looking into meditation and Tony Robbins, and then I wanted to make friends, and I started reading Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it was really like pulling on these threads that started me on my self-improvement journey. And the thing with self-improvement is that it's not like you reach a point where you're just done. Like, okay, I am improved. I am self-improved. I am done. However, my relationship with it has changed, right? In the beginning, it was like, I can't do X, Y, Z until I achieve this result. When really that's just bullshit. Like, you should be taking action. You should be trying things. You should be iterating. And that's really what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about here is realizing that it's kind of like rolling out a carpet, right? Like, oftentimes we think about like when you roll it out and there's the carpet, now it's done. But really just constantly rolling this snowball, this carpet, whatever analogy you want to use. And at points you're going to be moving uphill. It's like, oh, this is tough. Like, I remember doing some inner work with some men's groups I was part of, and having to really analyze like my behaviors and my habits, and doing plant medicine journeys like mushrooms and hape, and doing these more intensive introspective journeys that were like a fucking wake-up call. Like, holy shit, I can't keep living my life like this. Like, this is fucking intense. And so there's periods of ebbs and flows, and I would say you need to tap into where you're at right now, like what you feel called to, right? There was a point in my journey where I was almost like had like a self-improvement bucket list. Like, all right, I'm going to go do ayahuasca, and then I'm going to go do this retreat, and then I'm going to do breath work. And then it becomes kind of egoic in your approach to it. And my approach became kind of egoic in that sense, where it was more like getting the external validation and being able to like kind of showboat, like, hey, I've done this and I've done that, and look at me. And spirituality and self-improvement almost becomes a cloak or a mask of self-grandiization. Is that the word for it? Like, it's kind of like you're trying to impress people, and then you're using spirituality as a coping escape mechanism. I've met a lot of people like that, and I've been guilty of it too, where it's like, I don't know, it's some of these circles, you see people wearing all these beads and all these crystals, and they speak in a very flowery language, and it's not all bad. And there's moments in time where I do that, and I resonate with some of that stuff, but it's it can very quickly descend into like just becoming another trap. And so I would say asking yourself, where am I in my journey? What am I feeling called towards? For me right now, I'm feeling called towards action this year. Like, I'm feeling called to just creation. Like, I'm creating this content. I'm putting this stuff out there without attachment to a particular outcome. I want this video to resonate. I want to get more clients into my fitness programs and evolve into the next step of my journey. But right now, I really just feel called to just putting things out and letting the rest do its work in divine timing. And so how do you enjoy the process? Well, it's kind of interesting because Like recently I invested in a coach and a mentor, and creation is a big part of this program that I'm in. And I'm like, okay, well, what do I enjoy creating? And how do I design a life around that joy? Because I really do like making content. And making this content is my way of kind of transmuting my own experiences of self-improvement and learning into lessons, and hopefully do it in an educational, entertaining way. But I'm also like, okay, well, I've been, what have I been craving in my own life? Well, I've been craving more adventure and more experiences around community. And it kind of like, it does intersect, where it's like, if I want to make more compelling content, I need to go out into the world and change my lifestyle. I need to change the way I've been doing things. So since the start of 2025, I've been waking up at 4 a.m. and doing push-ups. And I've been doing cold showers every morning. And I've been really structured in my day-to-day during the week. And I'm having more conviction behind what I'm saying. And all these changes are not only making for better content, but it's forging me into a more refined character and a vision I have for myself. And so it's like, what is the vision you have for yourself, and what are you trying to accomplish? And I've talked about this before, but it's not just about like, what do I do, but kind of reverse engineering, like, where do I want to go, and who do I need to be in order to achieve that vision? And then reverse engineering it from there. And it's like, the content is just a byproduct of the lifestyle that I'm living. And so for me, it's like when I have content as that why, and content's really storytelling, it's expression. When I have that as a why, like I want to make, like I want to go to the beach and meet new people so I can make content. And that sounds weird, but it's like, I want to do all those things already. And so it's kind of like creating content's a byproduct. Meeting people is also a byproduct. Forging relationships, it's all intersected. So it's not as simple as saying, well, I want to go to the beach or meet people so that I can create good content, and then using them as a vessel for that. It's all intersected. And so this is where I find myself on my self-improvement journey. And I'm finding joy in that. So you need to find joy in whatever process works for you. And it's really testing things. Right now, a buddy of mine, we're both on a similar path. And I call the stage that we're in like this phase 1, this just action phase, where we're just taking constant action. And we're slowly transitioning into phase 2, which is iteration. And I'm making up these phases as we go, but action, iteration, and then I don't know what the phase 3 is going to be. And so much of this self-improvement journey is finding the way by walking it. I used to want to have like a very systematized structure. Like, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, and then I will achieve this, and that will get me to where I want to go. Mike Tyson says everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And so if you just start by saying, I have a loose idea of what's going to happen, in the context of boxing, there's going to be a match. And how can I prepare as best I can for it? And then just trust that my preparation has led me to a moment of victory. And if not, then I will learn from that defeat and carry on from there. It's the same thing in your self-improvement journey. What's alive for me right now? What am I feeling called towards? I have kind of a vision for that. Let me trust, let me prepare as much as I can, and then just jump right in and take action. And then iterate along the way. This is not working. I want to adjust this. For me, my Saturdays are very flowy right now, and I like it, but there are areas within that flow that I want to set some structure. Like, okay, let's get this done in the morning. Let's get that out of the way so we have the rest of the day to have like this guilt-free time to just live and be creative and express. And so I hope this video has been helpful. If you found value in it, hit that like button. If you have any questions about this or any other future topics you want to see, let me know in the comments below, and hit that subscribe button so we can stay connected and build the community together. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.